Okay, let's see. What? Settings, video, output. All right, am I live? Can you hear me? All right. You can hear me? Can you see me? Aha! But this is not correct. Why is it so little? Dang, 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 dang. Oh, this thing is retarded. Sorry, y'all. I had it all fixed. Okay, now let's see. Nope, that's still not fixed. All right, well, that's kind of better. Okay, now let's see. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay. Whoo! YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Oh, hush. It's still buffering. Anyone? Okay. I think I might have fixed it. Okay. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? Am I still buffering? YouTube has changed all kinds of stuff. And it's a pain, big pain in the butt. Hello, everyone. All of you are here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn to the page with the baby so we can get that out of the way quickly. She weighed a whopping 8. Okay, let's move the mic. Okay, can you hear me now? She weighed a whopping 8 pounds and 15 ounces. All right, let me go into audio. Audio. Okay. Alright, y'all should be able to fix face monitor webcam. Okay. I think you should be able to hear me better now. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And now it's going to buffer. Damn son of a... Please check the video resolution. Well, duh. I already did that. Okay. I'm going to try, y'all. I'm going to try really hard. If this doesn't work, then I'll have to just use the, like, maybe one or the other webcam instead of this both. And I'll just come back on. And, this is, I'm going to close out some of the windows and see if maybe that will help. Close out Facebook. Yeah, I know it's buffering. Mine is buffering too. Alright, let's see. Settings. Yes. Okay. Now. Alright, that should help. Alright. Damn this, damn this, damn this. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I can't hear anything. It's not hitting play for me, so I'm going to go into this other thing. I'm going to go actually to YouTube itself and see if I can see myself. Um, because I can't tell what's going on. Okay, I'm live now, y'all. All right. Oh, jeez. Okay, so now, finally, YouTube's changed a lot of things, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. But her name is Selena Faye. My mom's middle name is Faye, and so Maria named Victor. His middle name is James after my dad. And then she named her after my mom. And like I said, she weighed 8 pounds and 15 ounces. And up until this week, I had Victor for 2 weeks. So it has been crazy, crazy, crazy. My mom and David and I all went this morning, and Mimi got to change 2 diapers and hold her and burp her and put a little dress on her. My mom got to hold her, and so we were really excited. David, he will wait until she's like just a few weeks old before he holds her. He may end up holding her. He was really tired and had just gotten off work this morning. So because he was so tired, he didn't really feel comfortable holding her while he was that tired. She's a newborn. And so she was born at like 1 something in the afternoon. And so we are super excited. They took some pictures. Maria took a picture of my mom holding her. I have yet to have a picture of me with her. I don't have one yet. Because David wasn't with me, and Maria was... I'm going to have to give Maria my camera and let her take a picture. But she's getting out of the hospital tomorrow. So I'm going to give her a tiny bit of time. I'm going to go over to her house sometime this weekend, find out what time, when she wants me to go. Because David is taking his daughter to college this weekend. They're leaving Saturday, early Saturday morning. She went and she did her 2-year degree here where it was less expensive. And now she's going to a college that's only a couple hours away. And so she's really excited. She's going to be living in a house dorm. It's just, and so will be 4 of them all together. So I think they each have separate bedrooms, but they share like a kitchen. And I think they might even have their own little bathroom. So that would be wonderful. But the last 2 weeks have been crazy busy with Victor. And then I had my mom here for a week. So I had Victor for a week. And then I had Victor for another week. And then during that other week, I had my mom here for most of that week. Because me and Victor went to get my mom. And it's just been crazy. But yeah, it was smart. She's got a scholarship or 2, and she's got Pell Grant money, so she's excited. David is excited, but he's nervous. I have 2 kids. My son is 31. My daughter will be 28 in October. She is the mom of Victor and the new little girl, and she is so beautiful. You can't really see her face very well, her little chubby cheeks, but because she was just been born. Maria's still in the operating room in here because she had to have a C-section. So she looks, even because she's all bundled up, she's looking like a little, Eskimo. With her little hat on, with her little ears all bundled up. It's like she's in the cold, And, what is it called? I can't think of the name of it. I'm so excited right now that it's just, because we just took my mom back, and it was thundering and lightning on the way back. And, David said, well, what are you doing? And I said, I'm going to take a nap. And then I'm going to do a live coffee chat on YouTube because I haven't been on there in like forever and I'm missing everybody. So that was, and then this is Maria and Victor and some little pictures right before her dad and her stepmom came from Florida. and they took Victor to a park. And then this is Victor here at my house having what we call his coffee, which is actually like this much coffee and then milk and a tiny bit of like sugar. So it's, and yeah, I won't be able to stay with her, but I only live like 10 minutes away. And her boyfriend is taken off. I think he's got this whole week off or whatever, but I'm going to go there. Like Victor starts school next Tuesday. So I'm going to go there a couple of days. And she's also, her mother-in-law lives within walking distance. So I'm going to go there a couple of times. I'm probably going to go there like every other day. Because I don't want to, I don't want to take over. I don't, because too many people in the house is going to give my daughter anxiety. So I figured I'd go like every other day unless she specifically asked me to come every day. If she specifically asked me, then I will. But I'm going to go there and I'll probably make her something to eat and maybe do some of the dishes and help her a little bit with the baby so that she can maybe take a shower or whatever without having to worry. And then, I only live 10 minutes, so I could actually go back there at like dinner time or whatever. But, so I'm excited because, it's a new grandbaby. She's just precious. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of journaling. We're doing bits and pieces, because like I said, Victor was here. So I did do some things that really stood out. Like, we broke, I got a new aloe plant, and my mom and I went to the store, and I got this really pretty container for the aloe plant. Got my mom one and me one, and they sort of kind of match. And then, of course, I broke it, and I had to use the E6000 glue to fix it. And we hauled a bunch of trash. Victor had helped us bag it all. 3 bags over the past 2 weeks have come out of this room getting rid of stuff. And that's the trash stuff, not the... and I'm sorry for the shadows. It's dark outside. And so this is what Victor did. He was explaining something to us about how you can make something that we saw on TV on a show. And this is what he drew out. And it had 50, and this was how he drew the thing, how you would actually make whatever it was. And I can't remember now. I should have written it down. And then this was before he went off with his grandpa, because his mom came and got him Sunday is when he went home. So we watched Beethoven Part 1 on Friday and Part 2 on Saturday, and we were going to watch the third one on Sunday, but they came and got him before we could watch the third Beethoven. And my mom actually really enjoyed those. And I've been watching the news about the Dubai princess and the Princess Latifah, I think is her name. I've been watching the news about that, trying to keep up with all of that. So I wrote down some of it. And Victor and I watched a documentary about killer whales and about whales. This is my theme ideas page collection for spreads for each month. And this is my new aloe plant. But see, this is about the extent of my journaling. A little bit of drawing, watercoloring. This has been, we cleaned the pool. This has been the extent. I'm studying sketch notes. But as you can tell, because I've had Victor, I haven't really done a whole lot. I did mostly, any of the journaling that I did really had to do with Victor or my mom. Because see, 3 bags of trash came out of my room. But then this week, so today's Thursday? Yes, today's Thursday. I did do a little bit of journaling. I got new ollie clips in, and I use that as an envelope because I think I'm going to tuck some other things in there. I just haven't. I want to make something that has to do with Victor and the baby. And then, so this has been, since I haven't, things have calmed down a bit. And then this is today. And early this morning, I watched the movie Long Gone Wild about killer whales. And empty the tanks and don't buy a ticket, the hashtags. There's some other stuff. And then this is some notes I took this morning. I didn't catch the whole class that I have from Romney, but I've got to go back and finish watching it. So this is the extent. I've done some of the things that I needed to do. And then, like I said, me and David came back from taking my mom. David went to work and I took a nap. My poor husband did not get a nap. But it's made it really much easier for me to get back into the journaling. I did this for Patreon where I kind of set up a few things, where I printed the pictures and did this. This helped me really get back into some of the journaling. And I could have taken some paint and made this much prettier, and I think I will whenever I take pictures of her. Whenever I go over there next week, I'll make it like more, but I wanted to get back in, so I thought, well, you know what, I'll just put the pictures on there. And I put this one on there crooked, and I realized, because it had been so long since I'd really done this, that you have to be careful when you put these pictures down, because when they stick, because I have a Polaroid zip, and so it's the zinc paper, and when they stick, they stick. So let me make sure, because I haven't seen anybody say anything in a while, make sure everybody can hear me okay and everything is okay with this. And I'm going to share this. We've been on here for a little bit. I'm going to share this so people know I'm actually live. Okay. Well, it's not wanting me to, well, let's just copy it then. For whatever reason. Okay. Are y'all there? Can you hear me okay? Is everything still okay? Alright, I know there's a little bit of a lag, and I can see myself just staring off, so I should be okay where I'm actually trying to share that to Facebook, and it didn't want to share when I shared it directly from YouTube, so I had to actually just go into Facebook and put the link. So I'm feeling pretty good about the journaling. The bullet journaling is coming along pretty well. I still seem to be much more task oriented and note oriented. I need to get I'm not doing as much of the rapid logging as I would like. Like, this is straight journaling. I mean, I didn't do anything really Tuesday except Maria had the baby. And we went up to the hospital. I came home. I fixed, after Maria had the baby and everything was okay. Because David went there, but he had just gotten off work, and he brought me and my mom something to drink, and he brought me some breakfast. And she still had not had the baby yet, and David needed to get some sleep. So he didn't get any sleep really today. So he can't work a 12-hour shift with absolutely no sleep. Hardly, it's too hard. This week has been crazy, though. So he went ahead and went home and went to sleep. And then, of course, an hour after he left, Maria had the baby. um, but she sent me that picture of the baby at night, which is why it's not quite as clear. Sorry for the glare. Let me cut this one down some and see if that helps a little bit. To make it a little bit darker, but you might be able to see the baby's face without the glare. But she sent me that picture. It was night, and I was so excited because she had fallen asleep, and they put the little mitts on her. And today when we went up there, she had the little mitts. And I think I'm going to draw she has different ones, and whatever one she has on when I go to visit her that day, I think I'm going to do a watercolor of the pattern. You know, like draw her little mitts and put a little picture and actually do like more of a journal thing. Because after I did this, I was like, you could have made this so much cuter. But, you know, it got me back into journaling, and that was the important thing. And I actually journaled some of what I had done. I journaled some of the meal that I cooked on Wednesday. David's boss had called, and because he couldn't get in touch with David, so he called my phone, and he wanted to know if David had left for work yet, because he wanted David to go back to Rome, Georgia. And I was like, not happening this week. I'm like, we just had a grandbaby, a little girl. And I said, and we've got one of the kids is going off to college. I said, the youngest is going off to college. So anyway, what I was saying is my daughter will be 28 in October. David's daughter will be 20 in December. And then Victor just turned 7, and now we got the new grandbaby. So we have a house full of pretty much grown. They're not living. The kids don't live with us. But we have grown kids now. Because Kayla will be 20, and so she will no longer be a teenager. And then we have the grandkids. So it's been fun, though. I felt like I'm finally getting back into the swing of things, but I'm still having issues with rapid logging. I am trying to get better with rapid logging, and that's happening a little bit by little bit, but it would have, I think, had happened sooner had I not really had Victor, because this day I took notes and I wrote. This was a Victor day. Victor was busy. I was busy. As in pretty much just spending time with Victor. With the new baby coming, he was feeling a bit neglected and a bit jealous. Now he's happy. I helped put the baby in Victor's arms so he could hold her, and showed him how, and and everything. And he was really excited, and he talked to her, and so he's feeling much better now, because for 2 weeks pretty much he had Mimi time, and then he also got time with his grandpa and stuff. So he was good. So doing I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when family stuff happens, or maybe work stuff, or it could be any number of things. Sometimes you feel like you don't have time to journal, especially if you're doing multiple kinds of journaling. And I thought, well, some days I didn't. There's sometimes, like I usually have 2 pages per day. So this is really plan heavy, because this was a lot of different things. But then by the time I get to like here, there's no real planning, really, not too much. And then I kind of went back and forth. I stopped with this, and just the tracking just kind of went off course. So I mean, it really depends. Like these 2 days, I had Victor these, and these 2 I just put together, which I hardly ever do, because I really like having a page to have a day to have its whole page, if not 2 pages. But I know for sometimes things get really, really hectic in life, and when they do, I'm journaling about my life. So sometimes I'll put things in the envelope, or tuck them in the journal, or I'll write down the page, and I'll put things down with a Post-it note. If I skip a day, that's okay. If I have to kind of catch up a tiny bit when there's something like really big going on, that's okay. I'm not really sweating, um, my journal pages because I want to document my life. I'm not trying to live in my journal. I want my journal to be about my life. I don't want, you know, so I'm not taking things to the point where I'm overthinking and beating myself up anymore. If my pages don't look the way that I really want them to look, then I'll kind of make a mental note or maybe an actual note. Hey, next time you have a page where you have this kind of stuff, how about, do this or that or the other, and give myself some options when they come to me. And that's the kind of rapid logging I need to start really putting in my journal that I've not been doing when I get those kind of ideas. And that's something I haven't really been doing. And it hit me when I was doing these. Hey, this is what I need to do. These are the things that I am not notating that are really important that could make something better for the next go round. I don't know if some of you beat yourself up if you don't journal every day, or you don't like plan every day. Because some days I really can't plan whenever it's super family heavy and I'm waiting on somebody else for something, like the day that Maria was having the baby. I was up at the hospital. There wasn't a whole lot I could do. So I did give myself some grace. I was thinking, that, and I thought this would be a good thing to kind of chat about, is if you have a blank page. I mean, later on you could fill it with lettering or a quote that you really like with a picture or something from a magazine, or pictures that you have extra from a different day, and maybe you could just go back in and kind of write about it a little bit, or a postcard that somebody sent you, or whatever. You're excited about the Day Free Hobonichi. I have not seen the Day Free Hobonichi. That would be a really cool thing. I'm gonna have to look it up. I guess I'm gonna have to go to Hobonichi's website. I've heard about it a little bit, but I haven't even checked it out yet. And I think the reason I haven't is because this is an Anami paper micro dot that I cut down to B6, and I would really love to have a B6 size Hobonichi, because I think I could probably do some of this kind of stuff in that, and it would be like a bullet journal planner journal. And then with my sketchbook, I could do a lot more of the other kind of stuff if I had that. But I've gotten to the point where I really love the B6 size, and I'm really grown out of the A5 so much. But I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to spend a ton of money on the date free Hobonichi to have it cut down to B6. There really needs to be a B6, regular B6 size Tomoe River notebook, and with white Tomoe River paper. And I don't care if it's 52 or 68. Either one. It needs to be white paper. I found one or two. I found like one on Amazon, but it has cream paper, and I want white dot grid paper. And I know I can get like inserts at Paper Penguin Co., but I don't want an insert. I want a notebook. I'm a notebook person. So, I don't know. And I like the Stology, okay, but I love Tomoe River paper. I could bullet journal in the Stology if I only added certain things. So I may just finish out my Stology from the bulk of One Book July, and probably I might try cutting the Enigma down next. I have a Breeze that's cut down. I might try cutting the Enigma down next after I fill this one up. But I might have to get a date-free Hobonichi, day-free. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go look at it. I'm just going to have to. I do love the Hobonichi, and I would love, 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 love it in B6 size. So, but that's pretty much all that's been going on in my world is I've been cleaning my room. Like I said, I've got rid of 3 bags of trash in the last 2 weeks out of here. I have some more stuff I need to go through. I've cleaned, my daughter and I cleaned one cart. I'm halfway through cleaning the other cart. I've cleaned my desk and rearranged things. I actually have a smaller keyboard now. And I'm really happy with it, and it's wireless. So the next thing, I have a Jellycomb mouse. It's an ergonomic mouse. The next thing, I guess, will be to get a wireless mouse. You think the A6? You could not do an A5? Yeah. I can do the A5. I have an A5. I actually have, but it's for, like, work, videos and Patreon and stuff like that. But I think next time I'm just going to get this is the AVEC, and I think next time I'm going to get the whole Hobonichi. I don't know. The idea, my whole issue with art journaling or documenting my life journaling or whatever people call it, my whole issue with doing that in the Hobonichi, because I started that in the AVEC the last 6 months of the year. I started that when I started with, actually, I used a standard Nanami paper, the 7 C's journal, with no dots or lines, and that about drove me crazy because my handwriting tends to slant. So then I tried the A5 Stology, and I liked it okay, but I really wanted Tomoe River paper. I ended with the AVEC, and then after the AVEC, they came out with the Crossfield from Nanami Papers, 7 C's line, and I fell in love. And then I found the Enigma and the Mystique. The Mystique has orchid paper, which is really good for bullet journaling. But the Enigma has 68 GSM Tomoe River paper, so it's the artist grade one. And I fell in love. He had the white Tomoe River paper, and was like, oh, I just don't like cream. I like the paper in the Leuchtturm okay enough. I just don't like cream paper. I like white paper. And everybody has their own preferences. I like the color of the Hobonichi paper. It's more white, like, and it's beautiful. It crinkles. I like the way it, excuse me. I love the way that it crinkles. You know, especially once you've written and watercolored and put stuff. I love the way that it crinkles when you're turning the pages. Now the 68 GSM doesn't crinkle quite like that. It doesn't have as much crinkle. And some people don't like the crinkle. Like, you know, that sound when you turn the pages. Some people don't like that. I love it. And I love it. So I don't know, you know, but it got me to thinking about how I used to beat myself up if I missed a day, and I would spend all this time catching up on days. And one of the reasons that the Hobonichi didn't work as well, like for the art journal and the document your days, because there were some days where one page was not enough. It just wasn't enough. I needed like 2 or 3 or 5 pages for one day. And then there were other days where I would miss a day because I got really busy with family stuff, and maybe I didn't take any pictures. Maybe I was in the moment that day, like it was really, and I didn't have any pictures. And I could go back and write about the day with the family and draw something, and that would be okay. You know? But there were other days where I just, you know, I don't know. But I used to beat myself up over it. It used to drive me absolutely insane. And I finally realized I needed more of like a faux Bonichi so that I could put my own dates. So that if I needed 2 pages or 10 pages for a day, it didn't matter. So the only thing I ever set up ahead of time really too much is when I get close to the very end of the month, I'll count and give myself at least 2 pages per day, and then an extra set of pages. And the extra set of pages can work as a review, or it can work as a collection or whatever, you know, if I don't end up needing it. But I haven't really been doing that a whole lot, the setting up ahead of time, since I've been, you know, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm realizing if I'm going to start doing videos again about doing this, which I really want to do. And I have been thinking, I don't want to promise like a plan, as you go. Because I know with family stuff, with having the new baby and everything, there might be days where it would be really hard. And I knew that August was Veda. But I was thinking September might be a really good month, at least during the week. If I wanted to, I could do like some live videos and do like plan my day or film a few, and do like, they wouldn't be super long because I don't usually have a whole lot to plan out unless there's like certain things going on, like because I do, you know, do videos, and I need to get back into blogging, and I haven't written a blog post in I don't know how long, and I keep putting it on my to-do list, and then I keep thinking about what writer Carol says, and it's really important that I do it, but I keep putting it off over the last few months because I've had all this family stuff, and trying to make videos and trying to my hands healing with the carpal tunnel and the rheumatoid arthritis. So I thought, okay, instead of handwriting it in the notebook and then typing it, maybe I should just get my laptop out and type some of it, save it as a draft, and then if I don't, go back and proofread, and if I don't like it, I can edit it in the draft, because I can't do, I used to, because writing it out by hand really helps my brain. But right now, writing things out by hand, I have to limit what I write out by hand, because if I write out too much, then my hands, I'm going to be back to, I'm going to have the brace on all the time. And I might end up having to do that. I don't know, but they're not falling asleep or getting numb as much, but they're hurting just as much. The pain is just as bad. They're just not getting numb as quite as often because I sleep with them on. But I'm going to talk to the doctor. I might have to wear them more often. And I can paint with them on, but it's really hard to write with them on. I can, but it's just not easy. So how are y'all doing? I've rambled. How are y'all doing? I've been on here for over 30 minutes, and there's quite a few of you. I think I might actually do NaNoWriMo in November. So that means October would be NaNoWriMo prep. So September would be a good month to kind of do a plan as you go, at least during the week. At least a few videos a week. I don't know. I don't want to promise I'd do it every day. Because, like I said, I got the new baby. And, but I'm thinking I might be able to at least do a few videos a week for the plan as you go, because I want to get back into rapid logging. I want to get into rapid logging. I want to get back into doing the videos, and I think that would be an easy way for me to get better at doing the quicker videos and the live videos, and like not having such chatty, rambly plan videos. I think it would help me, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. But it's just something I've been thinking about. When I first started doing the bullet journal, I wasn't sure I was going to do this kind of stuff. I actually have, I guess I'm calling it a, sort of more of an artist journal, which I want to start doing more of. It's a notebook that I got that Bree made. So I want to get back into doing it and like doing little bits of my day in here on these pages if I have the room. I want to put a quote right here about getting rid of things. About maybe a Marie Kondo quote, or I don't know, something. Alright. I know there's a bit of a lag, so I'm going to give you all a few minutes. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't know if I know we've had thunderstorms and stuff, and I know they might end up back. So I don't want a chance being on here too long, and I'm so sorry it took me so much trouble getting this to work, but YouTube has changed things, and it is a pain in the butt. So I know kind of what not to do for the next time, but hopefully if I do some more of this, and I might try to do a few more, I might do a video tomorrow, a quick sort of plan my day, or at least film it tonight. But I'm definitely going to do the setup. The setup for September might be time-lapse, though. Because I want to mix form and function. That I need structure, but I need to be able to be creative. You know, bullet journaling, I tried, and I can do the more minimal bullet journal kind of pages, but I get bored, and when I get bored, that's when they get put to the side. And if I am doing stuff where I'm adding all kinds of stuff to it, you know, things that Victor, then it becomes more, to me, it's really, I mean, it's really, it's sort of the everything journal, or the omni journal, or the, you know, whatever people want to call it. People give them all different kinds of names, but, you know, like, I'm documenting everything. Like, I saw this thing, this lady with curly hair was talking about some of the over-the-counter brands, not these super expensive brands, and she was talking about this Husk hair mask that you can get at Walmart. Well, I got one, and I am going to use it this weekend. And I'm going to put it in my hair, put a handkerchief around my head, leave it in my hair, while I do some of just the overhead where I don't have to have my face in it filming, because I won't think about it being in there. And I really need to deep condition my hair. Our humidity has been outrageous. I live in South Carolina, and the humidity has been awful, which is why my hair is starting to do this frizzy thing, no matter how well I take care of it and everything. It's horrible. So I thought I took some notes, and there's another thing by Dove and another thing by John Frieda, and then one she mentioned, which I already used, the OGX, like this coconut curls, their stuff. And I wrote all this stuff down, and I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, I like that. You know, because these are some of the things. So this says I got the 2 small aloe plants. I need to replant next week. Well, I did that. I replanted mine, and my mom took hers home. So, and I got the rest of my garden planted in the yard, because we had them in containers, and the containers just weren't big enough. Same here in North Carolina. Yeah, my husband said, you know, he said, I don't like summer. He said, I might even hate summer. He said, it's not summer. He said, it's the humidity. And I said, well, you know, because we were joking, we've been watching the Alaska, The Last Frontier. And then my mom had us watching the Alaskan Bush People show while she was here, because she missed quite a few episodes. So since we had Hulu, she was catching up on ones that she'd missed. And my mom and David and I were talking about Alaska, and David asked my mom, he said, well, would you want to move to Alaska? She said, no. She said, I don't want to live in all that snow. She was like, and my arthritis couldn't handle it. I was laughing, and St. Louis has been awful. Yeah. I think it's been awful for a lot of people that live in areas where there is humidity. Seems like the last decade or two, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter every summer. Hello. It does. It gets hotter and hotter every summer. And I know a lot of people don't believe in global warming, but one of the signs of global warming, and I tell you, I've lived in South Carolina. I've lived in a few other places. Like I've lived in Florida. I've lived in Georgia. Um, and although those are also southern states, and I've been to other states like Virginia and places. Well, the other day, one of my husband's best friends, he moved from here and he moved to Pennsylvania. And he was saying, oh, well, it's like 70 here. And Dave was like, oh, it was only 101, 101. And it felt like 120. You know, and today on the way to take my mom back home, the SUV doesn't have, air conditioner doesn't work in it. And my car right now, we've got to fix this thing. I can't drive my car in the rain. If I drive my car in the rain and then this one thing gets wet, my car will stall out. And my car sits super low because it's a Firebird. So Dave and I were talking, and I think we're going to sell my car. And we're going to sell his little truck. And then we're going to take the money we get from those, and we're going to fix the AC in the SUV, and we're going to fix my dad's truck. And then if we have enough left over, we'll save and add to it maybe. Then maybe we'll get us a newer, smaller, a newer vehicle. I hate to do that because my car's about to be a classic, but there are a couple of things that are wrong with it now. And every time I turn around, I get one thing fixed and a couple of other things break. And it's just, and I'm a grandma. And although it's a 4-seater, it's not a 2-seater convertible. The back seat, I don't know, with Victor, and Victor's still in a booster seat because it has to do with weight. He's a smaller fella. He's slim. And then the baby in the car seat, that's go in that little, I have to open my door, push the seats forward, bend over, put them in. I'm like, it's not a grandmother car. The SUV is, but, and my mom loves the SUV, and we're not giving up my dad's truck, so I thought I'd rather spend the money in my dad's truck than in my car. So, it's a decision we've been mulling over for the last few weeks, especially with Maria having the baby. Now she's had the baby, and I've held her and loved on her and changed diapers and kissed her and smelled her little self, and I'm just like, oh, that baby smell, and I'm like, I have to have my grandkids and do things with them, and I'm like, yeah, it's time to get rid of the little convertible, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna first fix my dad's truck and put AC in the SUV that David's dad bought him, and sell David's little truck. Because we don't need right now we got 4 vehicles and every single one of them has something that's wrong with it. And we don't have the $1,000 to put the AC in the SUV, without selling like David's little truck or something. So David's like, well, if I give up my truck and we sell it and you sell your car, we could get both vehicles, your dad's truck and the SUV. And my dad's truck is a king cab, so it has plenty of room in it. It's just so long. It's an extended long bed. So that might be what we're doing. But the AC works in my dad's truck. It's just coming through the wrong vent. It's coming through the defrost instead of through the vents, because I think the vents are clogged, or the thing that moves, that changes where the air goes, it needs to be adjusted, fixed. But the AC does work. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But that's what's been going on in my world. I think I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo in November. If my hands will permit me doing that. I think I might make September more of a plan kind of month. I might do for September what I really wanted to do for One Book July, and that was, go over more of what I'm doing every day. Like, at least, like, maybe every other day. short little videos maybe, and then maybe once a week a longer video, like a journal kind of video. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I know until I get faster and everything, I don't know. It's been a long time since I did a video every day. I wasn't as busy back then. I wasn't, I might have been actually a little bit more productive because I didn't have as much on my plate. Now I have a lot, and I don't want to say busy, but I didn't have as much on my plate as I do now. So, I'm just trying to figure out and kind of come up with something that might work, well for me, because if I don't start doing more, I'm not going to get better at it. I'm not going to get faster at it. And I'm not going to be as efficient, as I want to be. And that's with editing videos and going live, because I don't do it enough to get to the point where I'm doing it on a regular basis, so that it's not something I have to think about and fiddle with. Hello. You know, I want to be able to go live and not have to fiddle with crap. And I had finally gotten to the point where I'd figure some things out without Google Hangouts, with OBS, and without using Google Hangouts. And I was all proud of myself. And then YouTube goes and changes some things. So, but that's what's been going on in my world. I got a new grandbaby. Thinking about selling my car so I can fix my dad's truck. And my dad's truck's actually 2 years newer than my car. But I won't have a convertible anymore, which is depressing, but it's okay. I'm getting better at the bullet journaling thing, but I still need to get better with rapid logging, and that's because I would think I don't know. I'm still figuring that part out. So that's anybody doing well with bullet journaling, or not doing it at all, or don't like it, or anybody having a summertime. I think I'm feeling the summertime blues right now. Like between the heat and the storms. I didn't really want to do a whole lot of anything, and that grandbaby's got me motivated, and having Victor made me feel a lot better, and my mom being here, having some family time. Now I'm like, yeah, I had something to journal about. I think I had really gotten into having even though my birthday was last month, I think I had gotten into a bit of you're kind of doing the bullet journal your own way. You'd like to try it? We don't. I learned a lot from the book that I really didn't expect to learn. And the book is a bit different. You just have a regular old planner. It's so hot here, you're doing the least amount possible. Yeah. We don't have central heating and air. We have window units. We have one at one end of the house and one at the other end of the house. So I have a fan here. So right now I don't have the fan on, and having these lights on is killing me. Because the fan will make too much noise. I have it on when I'm working in here, when I'm not filming. When I go to film, I usually cut it off, or I move it so that it's way back there. You're not doing well with the dailies, especially rapid logging. Yeah, and I think one of the things with rapid logging is that I do a lot of stuff, and the bullet journal is like sitting on my desk or whatever, and I'll get an idea. Thank you, ADHD. But a lot of times when I get an idea, I'm getting an idea at random moments, and most of the time those ideas are coming when I am doing dishes, when I'm taking a shower, when I'm driving, when I'm vacuuming, mopping, sweeping, doing physical things. My brain actually will slow down a little bit, but I get the ideas, and I start going with the idea, and I start thinking about it. What I need to start doing is having my phone close by where I can go into that app or to the little voice thing and I can make a little note. Hey, note to self. When I start getting those kind of ideas, because I'm not running in here to run and put it in my bullet journal. That is what rapid logging is. That part is when I look at his book and I see those are the things that you put in that are rapid logging, those random ideas that come to you. Well, most of my ideas like that come to me when I'm doing things where I wouldn't have my bullet journal in my hands or right by me. When I'm doing dishes, taking a shower, taking a bath, out in the yard doing yard work. I can put my phone in my pocket though and kind of do a little note to self with the voice thing. And, because I can put it on speakerphone or, put it on the speaker thing and, hey, note to self. And then when I have a minute, I can come back to the bullet journal and then listen to that and write those things down. Those are what to me are real rapid logging kind of things, are those random ideas. Like the idea when I said, when I first did this, I was thinking, after I did it, I was like, oh, I could have done the pattern from her little blanket. So when I go to Maria's this weekend, because she's having to wear these little mitts because she's already scratched her little eye. She's doing that whole little boxing thing. So I thought I'll do the little fabric of either her little mitts, her little mittens she's got on to keep herself from scratching herself, or I will do the little pattern from her blanket or from her outfit, do a little bit of a watercolor kind of thing, take some more pictures of her. Maybe I'll do a little sketch note of something or a little bit of a word, a lettering word. I did this, I stuck that word there. I did this, my daughter's breastfeeding and right now she is super hungry because it's the vitamin colostrum stuff that's coming out right now. And so she's fussing, boy, there's nothing wrong with her lungs. And, so, that's what I was thinking is I could do other things, like how I did it. I'm not unhappy with what I did, because I wanted to get it down. I needed to get the pictures down and I wanted to get my thoughts on the page and I did. And I did add a little bit of, but after I thought about it, I was like, I have been so sort of out of tune with my journaling that getting back into the groove, I had the thought, and that this is rapid logging. Hey, next time when you have the pictures of the baby, you could do this or this or this or this. So those are some of my ideas, and that having those ideas, that thought, and the sub thoughts that came with it, that's, if I wrote it down, that would be rapid logging. If I wrote down an idea right now that I was having about NaNoWriMo for November for today's page, like right here, I could write it down. And I could put right here. If I have the idea about, all right, let's say, plan as you go. Videos in September. Okay, so that's something right there. That's rapid logging because that's something I'm talking about, I'm mentioning, and when other people do it, you kind of get an idea, but a lot of people, they're not actually doing their rapid logging on video, or it's time lapse, or they're showing you after. One of the things that I was thinking about, one of the things that while I've been doing this, I guess this needs to be circle. Check on settings for OBS and YouTube live streaming. That way I know if I've got my settings right, because YouTube's changed some of the stuff with live streaming, and maybe my settings in OBS are not correct anymore. So maybe that's something I need to check on. So this is rapid logging. I think I need to come up with just a little bit better key thing, because that's one of my issues right now is the key. I don't like the dots for things, but I might switch things around and use my squares for things that are rapid logging. I think I might usually actually use the dot, just the regular dot, for things that are rapid logging, because I use the open circle for events, and then I use the triangle thing for actual appointments. But anyway, that's to me what rapid logging is. And then if I got something that, another idea that came up to me, since we're going to use the dots instead, if I had another idea, I would write that down. So we'll say NaNoWriMo November, and we'll put question mark. But does that make sense to me? And I'm not doing, like you can tell, I'm not doing that nearly enough. I've done it here, and I did do some of it here. Like, this is rapid logging. It was a note though. When David's boss called. I have another one. We had an afternoon storm. Here's another one. I was talking about my mom. That's just journaling. I like the bullet journal method, and I think you could use the bullet journal method in a planner, in the Hobonichi, and a regular journal. Add it with your stuff, like Hobonichi, this kind of Omni journal kind of thing, where you have everything in one thing. You could do that. If you're not, I ended up doing this. This what I ended up doing. And that's why you see Wednesday over there. But I think it really depends. You could do it in anything, because all it is bullets. Depending on how you look at it, it's bullets, and you check off or X off or whatever. I've been doing to-do lists in some kind of shape or form or fashion since, I don't know, middle school, elementary school, when you first, you got your little homework thing. And when I was working outside of the home, I was a manager of a finance company, and then before that I worked at a bank, and I used to have a running to-do list, and I would put a check mark when I started it, make an X when I finished it, and draw a line through the whole thing if it got canceled. I would put an asterisk if it was something that was really important, or I would highlight it with a highlighter, depending on what it was. But rapid logging makes a lot of sense to me now that I'm kind of catching on to what it really is for me, because it may not be that same way for other people. But because I have a lot of random thoughts, and they don't usually occur to me unless I'm doing something else. So if I'm watching a video, or I'm washing dishes, or I'm reading a book, or watching a documentary, or whatever, some things I'll have my bullet journal with me. Other things, I'm not going to have my bullet journal anywhere near me when I'm washing dishes or taking a shower. It's not going in the shower with me. So those are things that I need to make a little mental note. You're going to head out. Oh. Thank you, Tamara. You have a good one. I'm about to get off. I'm about to go. It does. It's going to keep trying bullet journal the original way for another 2 months. If I still have problems, and I'll try something different. Yeah, I really think that you don't have to do it Ryder's exact way. He gives you these tools, these things that can help you. And you kind of have to figure out how it will really work for you. And what works for some people aren't even going to use very many collections at all. Some people aren't going to use any trackers. Some people aren't going to use like a lot of different things. Some people for their day might have this much on it, and then that's it, you know, and then they'll start the new day. Other people are going to want a journal or rapid log and something completely different than their actual bullet journal. I think it just depends on what works for you. But I think we can make it work for us. Like I said, I'm definitely a form and function person. If I just do the function, I'm going to get bored. And then eventually I'm just going to check out, you know, and, I mean, if I'll end up doing something completely different, you know, and I'm definitely a calendar person though. So that's about it. I'm going to head out. I'm going to go fix me a snack. And then I'm going to go get some reading done because I am studying sketch notes and reading a number of books all at the same time. So I'm going to go try out some sketch notes while I read one of the books I'm reading. Because I'm, excuse me, I'm trying to get better at sketch notes. So y'all take care and have a good one. And I'll see y'all again real soon. Bye, y'all.